Hey, and welcome to my live lessons for composition and piano improvisation. So, in today's lesson, I would like to show you how I'm working with chords and scales, and also with how I use melodic patterns for my piano improvisation. So this is a topic of my lesson today and of my lessons in future, because it's a very large, very huge subject, you know. So let's start. I would like to play now with my right hand something. So, what is this? You can just, when you start to improvise, you can take any chord, like this 7th chord, and then I'm looking now for a scale, you know. So, for each chord you can build a scale. For this one, for example, we have C, E flat major, E flat, G and B flat. Now we are looking on our keys and we are looking for the next. We supplement our chord with these tones, for example, or we add this A flat. So when we get now a C natural, C minor natural, you can play it. Okay, so now we can combine, we can pick any of these tones here. I do this with my right hand. And I'm playing around, you know, with these scaled tones. And build so many different chords. Wow! So if you have if your hand is bigger than mine, so you can here have really big chords, you know. I cannot more. Okay. So now I hope you have understood. You have this C minor natural scale, and you can pick any tones of the scale in order to build your chords. Now we add something like a bass tone. For example, F, okay? So, and it sounds always very well, because this F is also a part of our C minor natural, you know. I don't take now this G flat, because it's not here, it doesn't exist in our scale, you know. If you do this, you get a dissonance. So you see, it doesn't sound nice. But with F is everything alright. So now you can feel free and play your chords in so many different registers on your piano. We change now our bass tone to a C, so we get a new harmony. F and C, for example. Let's play F, C, F, C. And here we play just quarters, so without any different rhythms. Something like a movie, film music. Very sad. So now the next step is that you could try to create a melody. You know, music without melody is dead. So now we have here in the upper voice, da, dee, da, 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 da. We try to create a melody by using our chords, you know. So this is our melody. I play it with my small finger. Now we were moving forward. Nice. So you can hear again. We continue this. Yeah, maybe it's not the most beautiful melody, you know, but yeah, it was a try. Now we can resolve it now in G major. Why? Because it comes from I don't know. Yeah, this is a minor subdominant, C minor, and we can resolve it in G major. So you can do the same in other scales. It was in C minor, the same exercise. Let's see here. Okay, for example, we transpose it now to E major. Okay, so we were in a minor scale, now we are in a major scale. So, and this is our scale, E major or Ionian. Now we start our experiment with building different chords based on this scale. In different registers. Have fun, just listen. So don't ask yourself for these functions because it doesn't matter, it's improvisation, you know. You don't compose a symphony, you're just improvising. So what cares you? So the next step is you know how it sounds. We take now the prime, so in this scale it's E, and we play these chords with our E. So 2/4 and 1/2. Also triads. Okay, now we bring something new in our exercise, and we play E and B, so the 1 and 5. Okay. you can sing, you know, it's so important. People never sing, so I don't understand why. You know, here in Europe, I don't know, in different in many countries, but playing and singing is so important. So we do the same. Da, da, da. So, and while singing, you can create your melody. La, 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 la. My melody is here is played by my smallest finger. You can also search for tones in your head, you know, la la di ra di ram, and then you create these chords. For example, it was C sharp minor, and then B major. Okay, so we changed the scale automatically, I don't know why. E major was our first scale, and then we were walking to B mixolydian, but it doesn't matter, you know. If you start with B, you get B mixolydian. When you start with E, you get E major scale. And okay, so this was this exercise which we have played in C minor natural, and then in E major, and I don't know why, in B mixolydian. So composition, you know, composition is it can be not planned. So okay, and here another exercise. Just a moment. So it was a noise outside. Now it's better for me. Okay, now I would like to play with a melodic pattern. You know, what is a melodic pattern? I play it now in F major. Something like this. Not exactly F major. I have used a pentatonic scale, you see. And this is, you practice this, you can, for example, you can change this motif. And make a different variation. So it's important as a dexterity exercise. So let's now okay, and what could we do in our right hand now? Here we start to create a melody by using our F pentatonic. So you can use these 5 tones: F, G, A, C or D. I play octaves here. We start with D. Not too fast, because it's difficult. Oh, E. It was not a part of our F pentatonic, you see. So I have extended now our scale by adding a new tone, E. So it's now a pentatonic, F major pentatonic with an E. It still sounds very nice. Control your left hand again. It's really not easy. You can have a try at home when you are sitting at your piano now. Okay. And our last try, we bring a little bit rhythmic variation. Again. Okay, so what could you do now? We take now our pattern here again in this register, and now we could change our scale. We have already played in F major pentatonic with an added E. Let's say we are altering our E to E flat. So, and now you hear that this scale has more a blues character. Because it comes from this F dominant chord. You see? This E flat says us, "Hey, I'm a blues. I'm walking into towards a blues scale." So, okay. So now when you look at what happens here, I play this G and you hear that it's a small dissonance, but F, A, C, and E flat are tones which sounds good. Why? What happens here? So. We have in this scale something like primary notes, okay, and something like passing notes, like this G, okay, G and C. So, this is the reason. Good. Now we change again our scale, so it was F pentatonic, F major pentatonic, then something like this blues scale, not really, but you know what I mean. Now we have F minor 7th. Oh, it's difficult. Look, very difficult to play. And we have a new scale. Look here, now we use F Dorian. Okay, so not easy. So this was an exercise in which you have used a small melodic pattern. It was like a dexterity exercise. You know, dexterity is a very important part. I know nobody likes it, but sorry, without exercises for your finger dexterity, you will never, I tell you, will never improvise very well. So this is a very important part so that you can train your fingers. Okay, now I would like to practice chords again with scales. For example, we have one chord here, like this B7th chord. This is a B minor 9th chord. You see this? So, and we have a scale. This is our B Dorian scale, or D Lydian. It's you know, it's important when you create your scales that you know what is your first tone. So when you start your piece with B, so then you are in B Dorian. When you start your piece with D, then you are in D Lydian here. Of course, you can change your scales. This scale I have selected before because I love these scales. But you can say, hey man, I prefer D major. Or you can also tell, hey man, I don't want to play this D Lydian, I just want to play D Dorian, for example. So, and then you can see, this is the part what I'm speaking now, that you can connect so many scales with this one chord, you know. So, again, we have started with D Lydian. So we just play this up and down. It's not so difficult. Now we change the scale to D major, which I don't really like, but it exists. Then we could change this to D Dorian. Or we change it to D minor. Now it doesn't work because we have here